Are you looking live at the Generation Cowboys and Sports Talk? I'm the host, DJ. I tell you what, I have my co-host, my dad, with me, Cowboy Joe, and welcome back to episode 13. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Ravens and the Cowboys pregame. We're gonna go over some things about the game, and welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. So, preview for the Ravens Cowboys. A bounce back game for Dallas. It's a must win game for both teams. So, after this game, somebody's going to be in a little bit of trouble. That's why we said on one of our earlier videos that if you're in Dallas, Kansas City, San Francisco, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, the teams that have some kind of tradition of winning, you all of your games are big games. All of them are must-win games. So if you think it's not
Yep.
a must-win game, then lose the game and see what happens.
Yep. As Phillips. What's his name? Ain't his name Jordan Phillips?
They got put on injury reserve. He said he wasn't hurt. They put him on injury reserve. So they trying to. Normally, what they do is they just give him a settlement and just ease him on out the door. But so let's go ahead and get into it. So what we're hearing is that today Carl Lawson is going to be active. So he's a player that they brought in, and he can play if he's in shape. So at this point, with what's happening on the end, Nealon, a lot of our rookies, they look like rookies last week. Nealon, Carson, the clock struck midnight on their rookie debut, and they look like rookies. Nealon was just getting washed. Carson didn't want to come up and tackle, kind of got lost in coverage. So a guy like Carl Lawson, if he has anything, if he's in shape, he can probably help. That way you can free Micah up to move around a little bit more. So we'll see all of these guys that we got at the end of the roster. Carl Lawson, Dalvin Cook, Phillips, they're like week to week. These guys are literally going to be, if they perform, they're going to stay on the team. If they don't, they're going to be off the team. So Carl Lawson has to know that he ain't got that much time to show something.
And I think he will. I mean, from what I seen from his film that I was watching on, he was looking decent. So
Well, they say the preseason game that he played, he just didn't look good. He looked out of shape, so they wanted to get him back in. And I'm going to ask you again. I'm keep hearing this. Is it Golston?
Chauncey Golston.
I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I've never watched the game and actually seen him. I don't even know what his number is, but his name came up again this week. Has he been active? Because I never watch a game and just see him. I don't even know what he does.
I don't think he's been active because I don't know because I haven't seen him either. He's another Dan Quinn. That's his sponsor.
When we looked at
So
our inactive list, he was. I don't think he was on it.
no, I saved it. So let me look and see. I looked at
It's
it.
pouring down. Are they playing in Baylor or Colorado?
Uh, let me see. I looked at I saved the list. So let me look at it. But yeah, that's a good question. I was just wondering the same thing. They're playing in Colorado.
So tomorrow we're gonna know before the game what the Cowboys are thinking. So we're gonna look at that inactive list, and I hope that Flournoy is active. He needs to be. So we need Flournoy, Ferguson, and Stevens. We need them to
Hmm.
be ready to play.
Now Stevens. Now we know for a fact Ferguson's gonna be ready to go because the whole world was making a big. Well, it was a big deal when we lost. The offense looked kind of inept without him, and they was trying to hone in on the fact of that too. You know that they were saying that yeah, Ferguson being out was a major blow. It wasn't. But they were trying to act like it was. They were just like, if Ferguson was out, it'd been a big blow. Of course, that's the reason why they had to go to Brooks a lot because they wasn't going to Ferguson. So I guess
Hmm.
Ferguson being out is the reason why the run game was so stale. But anyways, they're saying that Ferguson is going to be back and he's going to be playing. This is another one of the things that to me the Cowboys do, which they shouldn't do. But when a player gets injured, they try to rush them back, and I don't like that because you're risking re-injury. But Ferguson is a dog. his nickname is Mr. Dangerous. So, and he is dangerous. So he is
Yeah,
gonna be back, and he gonna be playing now. As far as uh, who
that's
else did you
that's gonna
name?
that's, that's gonna help our offense,
Oh,
Ferguson. It's no
definitely.
no question. So it's gonna kind
So,
of open up things. But so we need Flournoy to play. We need John Stevens. I still haven't heard anything definitive on John Stevens, but they say he was moving around a little bit. But they got to get him ready because the way our offense is looking, we need everybody playing. Anybody that has any kind of talent on our
mhm.
team, they got to be playing. You can't, because we saw it last week. I think Ferguson being out, I think it had a significant impact on the game. But that's Dak's comfort zone. And Ferg, this is his Pro Bowl campaign. I think if he just plays, I think he's a Pro Bowler this year. So you're gonna see a difference in our offense with him. The running back thing got a little controversy there. They had Jerry on his show, and Jerry's doing Jerry things.
Mhm.
Made the comment that he don't even know why everybody's talking about running back, and they had us ranked the 32nd ranked team in the league as far as productivity with our back. So, but of course they know that he knows it. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna probably look at tomorrow's game. They're probably gonna do the break glass thing with Dalvin Cook, and then they'll probably
You
look
think
at
so?
making a move.
You think they're gonna bring up Dalvin Cook tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. I think he gonna probably play Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So then if they're gonna just kind of see what happens there. But at the end of the day, like we've been saying, the running scheme is not helping the back. So McCarthy, he ain't got a lot of time to make adjustments on his running scheme. But his scheme is not helping our back. So
Um,
we'll see.
I think might have been Chris Arnold, CA. Shout out to Chris Arnold. I think he said that what needs to happen is that they need to give, and this will help the running scheme too. He said that they need to give Dak the reins again, and he said that way that
To
Dak,
run,
yeah, he said Dak, no, like Dak can call the run plays, because he was just like, if there is any run plays in our system, in our scheme, that does scheme the running backs open, like those pitches that they have or any kind of counters, it would be Dak that runs those, not
hey,
McCarthy.
I saw some people too saying that they should start putting Trey Lance in on some of these plays at quarterback, just so he can have that running threat. But
Yeah, but
I don't know if Dak will like that.
no, and then I don't, and then it would be too much of foreshadowing. You know what he's coming in to do. It's not like you have a team that we're like, we don't have a team that except for CD, we don't have a team where it's just like, okay, we're finna line up and run this play, and you need to do whatever you can to stop us. If you
Yeah.
line, if you line now, if we say we're finna line up and throw it to CD, you gotta do whatever you can to stop us. That would work, but nothing else. You can't bring Trey Lance in and say, okay, listen, y'all, we're finna run the ball, and y'all gotta do what y'all can to stop us. It's not gonna work. We don't have the dynamic pieces for that. So, but
Mm.
the wasn't it you that was telling me that the dy- that the linemen are getting more push and more?
Yeah, somebody did a breakdown. So they have all of these analytics, but they said our line, the way that they're blocking, our running back should be averaging, 4 point something yards a carry, but the backs are falling short. So I don't know how they do that exactly, but that's what they were saying, that our line is getting a push from the standpoint of, if we just had good backs, they would be getting yards, and they're talking about our backs just running into the back of their linemen, also not making the right cuts. They're just not seeing the field good. So, I mean, we. I tell you what, like I said, great thing about these games is it all comes out on Sunday. You're gonna see. You'll be able to see what's what. It ain't gonna take a whole lot of time to evaluate. Is it our line or is it our backs? And a lot of people are leaning towards just our backs.
Yeah, and I don't think it's either. I think that is our scheme.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
if
that's part
you,
of it.
yeah, So also, I, I, I I'm not doing predictions anymore, but I do want to tell everybody to calm down because the Cowboys they have these games like this once a year. Well, not once a year. They have them every year, and a lot of teams do. A lot of teams have bad games during the year where you just say, what the heck is going on? I mean, it happens. Look at what happened with us last year with Arizona. We was
Yeah.
losing. We lost to Arizona. It was like, huh? What? I
And
remember
San Fran.
a couple years ago, we did the Broncos like that when
Mm,
we wore red, white, and blue. They came
yeah.
in and that defense was just they got the blueprint to that. And so it's just like, Vic Fangio. So it's just like, this happens. A lot of teams lost this last week that wasn't supposed to lose. The 49ers lost, Detroit lost, the Eagles had a catastrophic breakdown last year at the end of the season. We didn't expect them to lose none of them games.
And
Especially,
they had one Monday night.
yeah. And
So
trust me, ain't nobody forgetting about them like as if they sorry. They not. They just had a bad
and,
game.
and we talked about it last night. We're almost sort of like in preseason because our organization they decided they're not going to play anybody in preseason. So we got to work out some of the kinks. But the good thing is, like you were saying, we had our bad game really early.
Mm-hmm.
But now everybody's on notice. So we'll look tomorrow. Man, I can't predict it at all. I will be surprised if they. What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna predict that they won't get blowed out. It's gonna whatever
Yeah,
happens, it's gonna
it's
be a
gonna be a close
competitive, close game. And Lamar, he's just kind of hard to get a handle on. So Zim, he's gonna have to really pull out all the stops to try to figure out because Lamar, he pretty much can just run from any spot on the field. You can have him boxed in, and so we're gonna see what Overshawn and Michael. I absolutely think that tomorrow is a game where Michael needs to move around, and
yeah.
especially we can get some play from Carl Lawson, and then Overshawn made a comment to the beat writers that he's gonna play, so it sounds like he knows he's gonna start. So
Yeah, Jerry made a big deal out of that. He was on one of his shows this week, or he might have said it to the media that because they were asking, they were drilling him about why Oldstrom wasn't playing, and he made a comment and said that we're going to see him this
yeah,
weekend. So
that
that
was a
lets us
mistake
know.
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Last week
Mhm.
again was just your coach's game where they had so many
Quirks,
bad,
like
yeah,
what's
just
going
the
on?
lineup just so. But
The
we're
thing
gonna
with our team, is, um, we don't want to have that kind of game in February. That's what
mm-mm,
happens.
no,
We have that game. We have that game that we had last week. Last year we had that same game in the playoffs.
yeah,
So we have that game around that time. The year before that, we had that game in San Francisco. Let's see. And the year before that, we had that game. Where do we have that game last year? Twice. We had it
Arizona, San Fran
Arizona, San
last
Fran.
year.
Then we have San Fran again that same
No,
year.
last year. You talking about last year or the year
No,
before?
yeah, year before, because last year we had the Arizona and then we had the San Fran when it counted the most. And then the year before that, we had that
Mm,
game at San Fran in the stadium when they came in with the boombox.
oh well, yeah, at our stadium. But that was a competitive game.
Yeah, so I don't know what year. Well, that's why I'm saying that
I
year
can't
I
I
don't know
can't
what.
remember the 22 season and what our bad game was, but yeah.
Right. It
But
might have been
hopefully,
Denver. Might
yeah,
have been Denver.
it was Denver.
But
Yeah,
anyway, we have those kind of games, but we just have to do. But that's why I said, Cowboy fans, especially me, all of these games during the season, they mean something. Every game means a lot, but we're gonna win the majority of our games if I think of how I'm thinking. This team normally does. This team
we
with Mike McCarthy, we normally win 12 games. So
we
that
gonna win it.
so
We gonna win the majority of our games if they put everybody on the field that's supposed to be on the field, like Bell and Izzy if
Correct.
they playing Overshawn, if they getting about a Turpin in the right spots. This is a coaching thing. So
And what I'm worried about
they
is
gotta just use the players that they have.
and I made a good point yesterday when we was talking. I wanted everybody to realize this. Let's realize this. When we lose these, and it is a blinking red light, but we have had those games for the last 3 or 4 years when it comes to really 5 years, when it comes to the Shanahan offense, that's our detriment. And it's clear. Last year we lost to Green Bay. That's the Shanahan offense. It comes off a Shanahan tree. The year before that, we lost. LaFleur comes off the Shanahan tree. Before that, we lost to the San Fran. That's Shanahan offense. The year before that, we beat Tampa. Or last year, we beat. No, the year before that, we beat Tampa Bay. First game, rolled through them. Then the second game, we lost to the
Mm.
San Fran to the Shanahan offense. The year before that, when we played the Rams in the playoffs, I think we lost to them. That was the Shanahan offense. So
But
as far as we can go back, unless I'm missing something, the last
yeah,
4 or 5 times we didn't lost in the playoffs, it's been to the Shanahan offense.
but Zimmer is the antidote. He's had really good success against that offense, so that's why he was brought in. So again, let's let Zimmer do his thing. Zim
Mhm.
was really surly this week too, so that lets me
Yeah.
know that he gonna be ready. So I think long term, I
Hmm.
think Zim is gonna be the answer for that. But we have to just let it play out and see. And then he'll be the answer to that if he use all of his guys.
Yeah,
So
it's
we have
gumbo,
to
man.
just we
It's
gotta
like
let it
gumbo. You
yeah
can't,
let
you
it
gotta
play
look at it.
out. But
Yeah.
nobody's in a in a panic stage. So you're looking at the schedule. We play Thursday, which I hate. I'm not a big fan of this Thursday NFL package. Still feels a little weird to the OGs like myself watching games on Thursday. Then Monday they doing this thing where they're playing two games, which is really come on NFL. They got two games. One started around 6:30, and then the next one starts about 7:45. But big game tomorrow. The Eagles going to the Saints. Now you don't think the Saints can win a division? I do.
I don't think they for
I
real
think
at
they're the
all.
favorite to win the division, but we'll see
I don't
which
think
one
they
of
for
us gonna be
real.
right. And
I
I
don't
think
think they
they
for real.
that offense, they got defensive players too. So look, we not doing a lot of predictions, but I'm predicting that they're gonna beat the Eagles tomorrow. They playing in
Nothing,
New Orleans.
nothing about Derek Carr is spells legit to me. He's when has he he's I mean that he ain't
He's
never
two
been
and 0
legit.
against us.
Yeah,
He played great both times.
I think if we had to play them again, now this is just what I think. I think if
Ooh,
we had to
man.
play them again in the playoffs, we'll blow them out.
Well, you might see them in the playoffs, and so yeah. But we'll see. So you think in that division it's gonna be Tampa or so it's Tampa. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat Tampa.
Wow. And I'm not a Baker guy, Baker
Well,
Mayfield. So but yeah, the Saints, that's gonna be the early game,
hmm
and so we'll get to watch that, and then somebody brought up a great point too, and I actually agree with this. They said that we just don't play good in 12 o'clock games. I call it a JV schedule. When we had a
hmm
JV schedule game, we don't play good. We lose a lot of 12 o'clock games.
yeah, we do.
A couple few years back we played Houston at 12. They weren't even that good, and it was just so.
We
I
barely
think it's
won.
some. I think it's something to that. When we
It
play at
might
three
be.
o'clock,
We be ready
you
to
know,
go.
yeah, them 12 o'clock games. That's put
Let's,
uh,
let's-
you know,
a thumbtack by that.
yeah, exactly.
Let's check that out. Tomorrow
Yeah,
we got some good games. So let's make sure we close it out. Let's get into the Ravens. What do we got to do to stop Lamar? I'll let you jump it off with that.
we got to stop Lamar with Micah and Overshawn, and we got to set the edge. So Carl Lawson, veteran guy, kind of mix Nealon in, but Tank, we got to stay in our lanes because look, he's gonna get loose. and then you really want to try to force him to throw the ball. Their receivers, one of the things about the Ravens is they one of the best in the NFL that's drafting, but they haven't been able to figure out their receiver thing. They haven't been able, for some reason, to get those receivers in the draft. They brought Dez in a few years back. Last year they brought in OBJ. So Lively is their best player. Now we got to look at who's going to cover Lively. We did a really good job against Njuko with Cleveland, who was a Pro Bowler. I don't think Lively is a Pro Bowler, but he's on his way. So he's a number one weapon. So we got to. I'm looking at Izzy. I'm looking at Wanye. You got to have somebody. You can't get him on Donovan Wilson. So we got
Mhm.
to have somebody that can cover him. Zay Flowers, not that concerned about him, but yeah. And then your guy, Derrick Henry, King Henry, Aisha Morrison. She brought up a good point. Shout out to Aisha with DallasCowboys.com, and then they got the DLS show. She said that it takes Derrick Henry some time to get his momentum up. And by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage on some of these teams, not as effective. So that's kind of that was my scouting report on him. I didn't think he was going to be good with us because our line is not opening up holes like that for. But so tomorrow you're going to see the guy that you wanted, Derrick Henry, if he's
Well,
going
let
to
me tell you
be,
something. According to what everybody been saying, our line is above average at opening up holes.
well,
That's what
yeah,
we just said. They were just saying that our line is pushing these guys off the ball and they're opening up lanes, and our running backs is not our scheme or whatever it's supposed to be. So we should have had him. That's just it, And
yeah,
then it wouldn't surprise me if he come in tomorrow and he go off, be trying to
yeah.
prove a point to Jerry, and but also it wouldn't surprise me at all either if we just shut him down completely.
I'd
Uh,
rather have to try to stop him than Lamar.
well, what you gonna do? And you see that right there is what their game is. What we just said, their game is gonna be is going to be keeping the Cowboys off balance by trying to figure out
Keep him
who we got.
honest.
Yeah, who we gotta stop. I would expect to see play action on every single play.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to see play action on every play. That's gonna help out. Their offensive line is not good. They two of their best offensive line players went to other teams last year in off season. So that's gonna help them out a lot by doing play action, getting the ball to Henry a lot, and also acting like they're giving the ball to Henry, but he's staying in and blocking, helping block Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons flying off the edge. They're gonna be using Henry and everybody else to try to block Micah, and then they're gonna try to use their receivers. Once Micah is blocked, Lamar Jackson gonna have two options. He gonna either run himself, that's where Overshawn come into play, or he gonna try to go downfield to Zay Flowers or his other or Lively, and that's where Jordan Lewis, Trayvon Diggs, and our safety is gonna come in, because Jordan Lewis, he's the type of guy that that's the type of receiver that he good at covering. He physical, he can get physical with them, he can jam them off the line, he
Zay
can play,
Flowers.
yeah, he can play slot with him. Yeah, so he's a Zay Flowers is a little live wire, chirpy guy. He like to talk a lot, and Jordan Lewis do too. Jordan
And
Lewis
they,
talk a
and they
lot.
got and they got Rashad Bateman, and that would be a good matchup for Diggs. He's a bigger receiver.
Hmm.
They hurting Diggs on running crossing routes. They bringing the receiver all the way across the field.
Hmm.
So they trying to see if Diggs can cut on that leg, and also we're missing Bland too. I mean, people just kind of still underrate Bland. It's gonna be big for him to get back because he tackles well, he
Hmm.
covers. So we, like I said, if we can just get our guys back and get everybody active, we got enough players on both sides of the ball. If we just get everybody on the field healthy, we got the talent, but they gotta be used correctly. Cleveland, we just played everybody. everybody played and everybody was active. Bell, Izzy, all of those guys, Jordan Lewis. And then the next week, we just like, oh, we're not gonna play Bell. We're not gonna play Izzy. They just didn't make. We're not gonna play Overshawn. Overshawn was like the MVP of the game in Cleveland, and then the following week, it's like we're talking
Where
about
is he?
we got him. We got him designed to play nickel only. It's like what? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
He didn't play nickel in Cleveland. He played the whole game for the most part and just dominated. So
And
yeah,
also, here we go back to my what I was saying on our last show. Every team is gonna double CD. We're gonna understand that. Every team
yeah.
is gonna double CD.
When
So
they do, you just go to Ferguson. You just go to, and I still believe that Tolbert can contribute. So we just gotta play smart. So we can go ahead and wrap and get ready for tomorrow. Hopefully, some people watch our pregame, and then we're gonna try to go live after the game.
yeah, we're gonna try to go live and have our first live after the game, post game, if we can
Pull
bear.
it off.
Yeah, because I mean, no, I'm not. I'm talking about if we can stomach it. Because last
Oh,
week I just wasn't able to. After we
yeah.
got beat down like that, I wasn't trying to go live.
I told you. My Cowboy fandom. I'm like in the OG stage. You still trying to learn the game and trying to understand the Cowboy life.
Yeah, and that's 25, 30 years and running. So that's just bad.
Yeah.
In
Mm-mm.
30 years, you mean to tell me 29, in 28 years, we ain't never got lucky once.
Yeah.
Now, I'm barely old enough to remember the Super Bowls. I was probably 6 or 7 years old.
Well, the
So
last one was '95, so you was 6.
so you mean to tell me that in 38 that in 28 years we ain't got lucky. We ain't even got close to being lucky.
And I just thought about this. So when I was your age, when I was 35, I had seen at that point, I had probably seen the Cowboys in 9 Super Bowls. I had to just think
Uh,
about it. 9. Not even counting the NFC Championship game. They went to 5 in the '70s. They
that's
went 2 and 3, unfortunately. But then you got the 3 with the '90s team. So
well my top right now, my top three sports moments, I would have to say, well, number one would have to be when the Mavericks won.
mm,
That was number one, and then I would say
the
when the
Rangers.
when the Rangers won, that was craziness too.
I
So
might put
that
the Rangers at number 1.
I put them at number two because number one when the I put them at number two because when we won the championship with the Mavericks, we had our family reunion, so it was that Sunday, so everybody was here from
Oh, okay,
Houston.
yeah. You just talking about the moment itself.
And we was staying at a hotel across from American Airlines, so we could see American Airlines from our hotel room. And so after they won, we went downstairs, and it was like a movie. The
Mm.
streets was on fire. The cars were parked downtown, like in the middle of the street. It was just like it was unbelievable. So and then I would have to put when Texas won the championship with Vince Young up there. That was a
Oh
big
yeah.
one. Um, but the Cowboys, you know, I've had some top sports moments, but they have been like where I almost passed out or had a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like the Dez catch. It's just like I cannot believe that. And then with the Romo fumble, that was just like heartbreaking. And then it was just like
The toughest
uh,
one for me in recent years was the one when we lost to Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers with Dak and Zeke rookie year. I
that
still
was
I still think there's a lot of debate about the best teams that we've had that really should have made it. Some people say the 2007 team with Ware and all those guys.
that
Some
was
some some people say the 2014 team that was the Dez catch. I
mm-hmm.
think the 2016 team was our best team that had a chance.
I'm gonna say 2014 team. I don't think that with the day because with the Dez catch with Romo and them, just think about it. That was the fourth quarter. It was like 1 minute left, and Romo called like two plays. We was like on the
Yeah.
1 yard line.
But the reason I pushed back on that game is because if Dez had caught that ball, we're playing Aaron Rodgers at Green Bay. He had plenty of time to come back, and our defense was not that good. Now the 2016 game, we had the full team. We had the best all around. The 07 team was really good too. What people don't think talk about that 07 team, they were the best team in the regular season, but Terrell Owens got hurt the week before the game. He hurt his
Hmm.
ankle, so
He
he
did.
if T.O. is healthy in that game, that 2007 game, we don't lose that game.
Mm-mm.
But people don't talk about that. But the 2016 team, that was the one that knocked me for a loop right there. That was our best team. That was our best chance that we had. Now we also got to debate whether if they had put Romo back in as a starter, I don't think we lose to Green Bay.
No
I
chance.
don't.
I don't
But
either. And then no, I don't think we lose to Green Bay. And then but at the
but
same time,
Romo couldn't stay healthy. Everybody will argue if you had put him back in, he would have eventually got hurt, which is definitely possible.
of course, if it was a fifth, in hindsight it's 2020. But
But you could have put him back in, and then you still would have had Dak as your heir to the quarterback going position going forward. But
you think Texas gonna keep Arch Manning in and not gonna put Quinn Ewers back in? No. They gonna put Quinn Ewers back in when he get healthy. But it's just like no,
yeah,
you should have done right by Romo. That was
yeah.
wrong to do him like that. That's the whole thing. That the
Well,
ethics of it is ethics of
well,
it is messed up.
that was Jason Garrett and Steven.
Right.
What they were trying to do, they were trying to duplicate what Belichick had done with Tom Brady when he came in when Bledsoe got hurt and they started winning and Belichick was like, oh, we're not going back to Bledsoe. So that's what they was trying to do, but obviously Jason Garrett is not. But let's go ahead and wrap so we can watch some of this Texas game, watch the
All right.
fam, and we
All
can
right, y'all.
find.
Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all for everything y'all do. And y'all stay tuned. We got the Cowboys tomorrow at 3:30. And so like,
Yeah.
comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get this video edited and posted so y'all can watch it before y'all can watch it Saturday night and Sunday morning. And then we're gonna try to go live after the game, our first live. So if you watch this video, make sure that you like the video because we be having like a lot of views and we don't be having that many likes. So make sure you like the video, even if you thumb it down. We still need the algorithm, so it counts as a like if you thumb it down.
Well,
So
how many times can you like a video?
you can only like it once.
You can only like it once.
If you watching it, you can only like it once.
Okay.
Like if you was to watch, like if you watching somebody else's video and once you like it, that's it. So the idea we like, for instance, on our last video we got like 128 views or something like that. We would love
Mm-hmm.
to have 128 likes.
Yeah.
So everybody that watched the video, do us a huge favor and like the video, and then also hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. That way every time we post a video you'll get notified, it'll pop up on your feed. So yeah, make sure you like. If you don't do anything else, make sure you like the video. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Make sure y'all pay attention to, we're gonna uh the the upcoming live up. So we're gonna go live after the game. We're gonna talk about the Ravens, and we're gonna figure out where we stand. So y'all do y'all thing, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.